Before I engage any further, I have decided to build myself another building here and send this army south so that I could support the siege here. Obviously, 3 armies are going to be much more capable of actually taking the settlement, and so as you can see, there is still some time to wait
None will escape
until we can actually siege this. Furthermore, my armies are marching to Gazaka and we can fight battles here. And we can fight 2 battles against 2 immediate forces down here. There's 3 in total. If we can hit his heart now and win decisively against the Gigantes and the Hellenes faithful, then we would surely secure ourselves a good pathway towards their cities that would be left undefended. Obviously, currently they're not undefended. They are being very well defended by 3 garrison armies, but this is what it's all about. We're going to intercept this army. They're force marching, and so it seems that we'll caught them on the march. And I already see that a lot of their forces consist of infantry, which is what I like. What I don't like is this infantry is medium, mix of medium and heavy. Some of these are pikes, and pikes are very difficult to kill when facing front. And so hopefully we're going to engage the best units at the very beginning, and this will help us to gain a decisive victory. Now this is what we've got right there. So their general unit is marching in the front. Let's not forget this is just the start of the war. This is the very beginning. So there were no engagements just yet against these people, Bactria. We all know that they're Greek descended nation, and they have spread far and wide and proved themselves to be very good warriors. And they're very well led, and currently they didn't have any really strong opponents. I like them very much. I like the way they look. I like the fact that they're Hellenic. They're pretty much Europeans, as you can see, not the Middle East people. Their army that we're currently going to fight consists of relatively heavy infantry, as you can see. The first formation is that we are looking at are heavy infantry, very heavy infantry in fact. And we don't see much of light infantry that we are used to fight so far. Obviously, I'm not saying that our previous enemies were weak in any way, due to the fact that we have suffered tremendous casualties due to their tactic of using horse archers. And so it seems that my armies are mostly composed of heavy infantry. And so it seems that their armies are composed of heavy infantry too. Obviously they're called very heavy infantry. I don't know why. Why not heavy? However, they truly are the best out there. Besides, then we have them followed by medium spear infantry. So these are kind of natives. You see, this is a Hellenic nation. However, true Hellenics, like Greek descendants, they tend to be richer people. That's how they're being classed, and they tend to have like better training, better armor, while the natives end up being these medium spear or medium sword infantry, exactly what we see down here. As you can see, even their officers are of their local descendants. Right there, they don't wear any kind of armor here. They're supported by artillery. Then we go in at medium spear infantry. Once again, these are slightly different. As you can see, they have different shields. And then we have some cavalry out there. Now, as you know, if we would attack this with our cavalry, it would be devastating for us. This army is very well composed, and it consists of, I would say, mostly heavy infantry troops. And so now we're facing a really tough opponent, equal to Roman legions, and catching these kind of armies in a ambush is exactly what we need. And so let's not forget that my armies down here are very heavy too, as you already know. They're going to be supported by a bunch of slingers too, and a cavalry. Now, I don't know where exactly should I focus the cavalry charge, unfortunately, but I probably guess that the best approach would be to just simply attack from the front. These are mercenary cavalrymen that we hired from our local populations that we conquered. However, not all of these are in fact of local descendants. Okay.
Nobles! Scrappers, ready!
I'll get everybody in. And so we start this. I'll order the cavalry to attack their cavalry. At first, at least. After that, I'm going to issue my units to attack theirs. This is where we're going to hit their main infantry lines. And hopefully this is going to work just fine. If our cavalry can't catch their...
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Cavalry, that is a general unit. All is not lost. Okay. As you can see here, we are engaging them. And it looks like they are catching us here. All of our formations were unable to gather in time. I'm going to issue my cavalry to charge into the rears of these soldiers right here. Some of these of mine need to fight the general. Obviously, if the general dies, things will certainly go my way here. They, on the other hand, have focused firstly on one of the sides here, and as you can see, they even decided to spread their pikes out. We need to lock these pikes in for our cavalry to charge, and so that's the cavalry charge right there. Okay, our heavy cavalry is just slightly slower. And it looks like some of their troops even turn around. Things are quite interesting here. They have stopped a large chunk of our forces, as you can see. I actually would like these to just run through. If we could only do that. Because we're mostly facing elephants with cavalry, I have no doubts that my infantrymen could just run through these and that's how we're going to work this out. I'm gonna get my Iberian swords a little bit behind so that they could shoot more effectively. Now, as you can see, things are so much better. We are starting to surround these much more effectively and even face their spear units that were at the rear. And so I guess that they're kind of noticing that everything is going to hell. We're slaughtering them like pigs now, and they're starting to run. This envelopment has worked perfectly for us. All of their units are retreating, and now it's a job for our cavalrymen to march onwards. Whoa, we are losing some of our infantrymen right there, as you can see. These soldiers need to retreat, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to do that. In any case, against this Alexander-style charge, we're going to respond with another charge, and that's it. It looks like they won't go against that many troops, as you can see. This has been a decisive victory for us. Everybody seems to be cheering, and as you can see, the battlefield is littered with corpses. I guess we've lost at least one unit here, so that's an additional unit that has been lost. I really don't like that. This army, as you can see, has lost so much already, and things are not certainly going well. Well, it's not surprising why Bactria started a war with us. At least some of their armies are composed of very heavy infantry, so they are definitely a very, very tough opponent. However, besides of a few, or in fact one brave brigade that actually got wiped out, we did not suffer tremendous casualties out there. Now it's just about picking down the retreating soldiers. Look at that. There's an officer right there, and he's no longer alive, or at least he got knocked out. We'll never know now. There's still some of them out there, elephants running away. But besides that, everything seems to be just fine. Yes, it looks like we will be able to get there in time. I wonder, can I get rid of the elephants? I don't know. But we are able to get these fools out of their lives. And the elephants, they've got caught up. I like to see that. It's unclear if we'll be able to strike these down, but let's find out. It looks like they can't really move much. And in these bushes, they seem to be very, very well hidden. Yeah, they kind of been wiped out, I guess. Let's go. It's a decisive victory. As you can see, all of their formations besides a few elephant and one horse have been completely wiped out. The casualties that they have inflicted are extremely small, and on our own side the casualties we inflicted are absolutely outrageous. I'm going to kill the captives.
On the move, lads. Kill them all.
And that's all. Let's see. Balanced stance. We'll surely get rid of them. Good to see that. The general has increased in rank. We'll go with some cunning.
Ready for battle.
And
Let them cower before us.
I'm going to march
Get moving.
on my own land so that some of my troops could recover. And as you can see, I did lose one of the units out there. So that's really bad, because there are no heavy unit compositions out here that could actually change these, that I could hire. And I really don't like that.
Warriors all.
And so I think it would be best if I
For battle.
exchange
On the move, lads.
some of these. Okay, so what do I've got here? I need to give him at least one. And I'm going to keep it that way then.
Move
And
out.
now it would be perfectly fine for this army to get a bunch of cavalrymen.
Move out.
I'll give them one of these heavy
On
cavalry.
the move, lads.
In fact, they could certainly exchange some more cavalry for some more infantry.
Move out. Ready for orders.
Yeah, that will work just fine.
I don't care how tired you are.
And that's that. I'm not going to attack Nisa just yet, because
For the tribe. Ready for orders.
just maybe we're going to do this together. I mean,
Thirsty for
the Flaming Swords of Neto and
warriors all.
the Reach of Candamius. Okay, that's done.
Ready for orders.
Reinforcing forces are coming north. I like to see that. In here, as you know, we're chasing
Ready. Kill.
our enemies that did manage to establish themselves once again. In fact,
What would you have of me?
as you can see, I don't have a trade agreement with Sparta anymore. And that's oh yeah, I do have a trade agreement with Sparta, but for some reason I don't see their settlement movements as I used to, and that's probably because Circus is not bringing that many of their own troops here. In any case,
How can I assist? Moving unseen.
I'm sending my spy north.
I am done.
He could look up things there.
Ready for battle.
I'm attacking Siracena, and everything seems to be more or less in place so far. You can see a small army here. That's that. Spartans have lost some of their lands, but that's perfectly fine. As you can see, Romans are pushing forward. Let's find out exactly what they're fighting right now.